Hey guys, Godzilla851 here, back with our Godzilla retrospective, with the film Godzilla vs. Mothra. English translation, Godzilla vs. Mothra. A sequel to Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, aiming to have a more down-to-earth feeling. But also, it's called Godzilla vs. Mothra: The Battle for Earth here in America. And like I said, it has a more down-to-earth feeling to it. Trying to, add some realism with a little bit of out there stuff. So, what's this film about? Well, a lot of people like to say this is a remake of Godzilla or Mothra vs. Godzilla in 1964. No, it's not. It's very different. There are a couple of themes that are the same, but we'll get into that. So, our film begins in space, where a meteorite falls to Earth and lands in the Ogasawara Trench, waking a certain inhabitant of there. Who is that? Yes, Godzilla. And sounding very different. See, the other films, 85 or 84, Biollante and King Ghidorah, he had this roar. But in this film, they've decided to go back to the more classic roar, not really classic, but updated roar from the classic series, and they have him sound the way you just heard. So, okay, the meteor causes a huge tsunami. We're on this island where this construction site is digging around and revealing this massive egg. Okay. The next day, we cut to Thailand, and we meet the protagonist of this film, who's doing his best Indiana Jones impersonation. And unfortunately, by doing all the stuff that he does, he causes the temple that he's digging around in to collapse. Finding the goods, but, that's in Indiana Jones fashion, the place has to, fall down. He escapes, however, he is met by machine guns by the local police. He's in jail, and Japanese representatives come to speak with him. And they say that there is a tsunami and meteorite fell, and they want him to go and scout this area because he knows the jungle very well. Okay. At first he doesn't seem to really want to do it, but then this person comes in. Yes, she is apparently the ex-wife of this gentleman, and she pulls a couple of punches, and at first he says no, but then he's like, oh, I'll be out here in a week. She says, not likely, you'll be here more like 15 years. So then he agrees. Cut back to Japan, and we meet a couple more scientists, and we're talking about how the meteor is changing the climate and stuff, and how ozone layer and all the other stuff are going back into that. And we meet Miki Sagusa once again. And she is, once again, still looking for Godzilla. And, okay. Meanwhile, our expedition team goes to this island. What island is it? Infant Island. Yep, Infant Island. Just like the original film Mothra and the film Mothra vs. Godzilla. And they begin looking around, cutting through the jungle, and then they come to a bridge. The bridge collapsing. Indiana Jones style. I'm not picking on it. I like those films, so okay. And a night passes by as our former lovebirds are talking and talking about the daughter, how the daughter is proud of him, even though she thinks he's a cop and really he's a thief. The next morning, a cave is found. They go inside of this cave and they find this hieroglyph. The hieroglyph depicting two flying animals, one colored in pretty colors, the other one colored in dark medicine colors. Then with the help of a sunlight coming through and showing them the way. Okay, it's the last Indiana Jones thing that I'm going to talk about, okay? Alright. Once again, I love those movies. I just think it's a little funny that they're in this film as well, but, you know, hey, it's all fun and games. I like it. They travel through this cave, and they come to a nice oasis. And on the other side of the oasis is the egg. And then they start to hear a voice. Well, two voices speaking at the same time. Who are they? They are the Cosmos. In the original films, Mothra and Mothra vs. Godzilla, they are known as the Shobijin. But here they are known as the Cosmos. The Watchers of Earth and the Watchers of a large animal known as Mothra. And how thousands of years ago, how Mothra, you know, the place was beautiful and everything was just all hunky-dory, but then people started building these machines that started destroying the ozone, and these machines began destroying the Earth. So, born from this destruction was this monster named Batra. Pretty much dubbed the Black Mothra. Alright, sorry. Here's Milo. He wants some loving. Yeah, baby. Yeah, okay. Oh, baby boy, I love you. Alright, where was I? Okay, so Mothra battles with Batra. Well, and they talk about it, they don't really show it. And Mothra is able to defeat Batra, and he is sealed away inside of a polar ice cap up north. And that, you know, when Earth is about to be overrun with pollution and bad stuff again, Batra will be reborn. Cuts up north, and the iceberg splits, or the ice cap splits, and out comes this monster. Can't really see it through the bubbles, but I'm assuming it's Batra. And, you know, they talk about the egg, and the Cosmos saying that they trust the humans, and they said if the egg will help the humans, then they're on board bringing it back to Japan. So, on their way back to Japan, they're bringing this egg, and it kind of wakes up somebody. Who does it wake up? Godzilla. And he sees some lunch, I suppose. And he wants to come over and destroy this egg. And as he's approaching, the egg begins to crack. And inside the egg, we have this little ditty. Yes, Mothra has been reborn. And she battles with Godzilla for a little bit. Godzilla's atomic breath sounding like a death beam now rather than atomic breath, but, you know, okay. That changed with the times, I guess. Godzilla overpowering Mothra. Good, that's what it should have happened, but, you know, overpowering Mothra. And just as things seem, you know, at their worst, this guy shows up. Yes, Batra has arrived. After destroying parts of the city in Japan, he has arrived to join this nice little triple threat we have. He begins beating up Mothra. However, Batra wants to destroy Mothra for himself, so he starts attacking Godzilla. Bad move. And Godzilla and Batra begin battling. The two of them battle fiercely, and they end up going underwater, battling fiercely underwater, seeing our first underwater battle since Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. But, you know, it's awesome. Godzilla picking up Batra, slamming him around. And the battle is fierce until the Earth splits open and there's a volcano deep underwater, swallowing both Godzilla and Batra as Mothra escapes. Okay. So, one of the people that was on the expedition works for the construction company that wanted the egg. And since the egg is gone, he kidnaps the Cosmos and brings them back to Japan. And they are meant to be their spokespeople or something. and they're putting dollhouses. Well, they're not going to take this line down. The Cosmos call up Mothra, and we have kind of a remake of Mothra here. Mothra comes in its larval state to come save the Cosmos, or in the other movie it was the Shobijin, and starts destroying the city to get to the Cosmos. However, they are retrieved by people from the earlier and their daughter. And Mothra finally calms down. However, tanks and aircraft start attacking Mothra, and Mothra, seemingly dead, starts to cocoon herself. And she cocoons herself and to be healed up later. We'll get into that. When suddenly Mount Fuji begins to erupt, Miki Sagusa, standing by looking at the cocoon, she starts to feel a presence. And we all know who she feels. That's right, Godzilla swam through the volcano, through molten lava, and came out. And it's the funny thing is, the professor and everyone was saying, how did he do that? It's 1500 degrees. We all forget he lived in a volcano in Godzilla vs. Biollante. Okay. So Godzilla begins heading towards the city where Mothra is. Now, he's not attacking anything. There's not really attacking the mountains, but, he's not really posing a threat. They send the military after him. He just destroys them and keeps wandering. When Mothra's hatching starts to happen, and out comes a beautiful butterfly. Now, this takes a couple of minutes, as well as Godzilla's reemergence was a couple of minutes. We're forgetting somebody. If Mothra and Godzilla are back, what about Batra? Well, out in the ocean, Batra reemerges, and if you want to sit back and wait for a long, transformation, don't. In less than 20 seconds, Batra goes from larval to adult and begins coming towards Japan. So we have the three monsters all converging on each other. Mothra and Batra begin battling once again, with eye lasers, heat, and other stuff like that. Batra's seemingly the victor when Godzilla arrives. And he begins battling with Batra. Yes, he's stomping on a couple of buildings. He's not really actively destroying the city. He seems to be wanting to leave. Probably overheating for being in that lava for so long, but anyway. He begins battling with Batra, and seemingly defeating Batra. And Mothra sees this, and she starts attacking Godzilla. Sorry, what? Okay. Yeah, Godzilla and Mothra are battling earlier, but Batra is the real threat here. Godzilla actually saved Mothra, and then Mothra saved Batra, and now Batra and Mothra are besties. And they both start attacking Godzilla. Not cool, but okay. Godzilla's showing off his awesome power using his atomic pulse, just like he did against Biollante and King Ghidorah. And knocking Mothra down, seemingly killing her. Batra making the save, Godzilla trying to attack both of them, but they're both flying, so he can't do really anything. They combine their powers, and they take Godzilla down. Mothra and Batra then carry Godzilla out to sea. However, Godzilla getting a death bite on Batra, presumably killing him in midair. Mothra dropping Godzilla, and the two of them falling into the ocean. Mothra leaving a seal of approval, a seal of, hey, don't wake up, Godzilla. And the movie is pretty much over as Mothra and the Cosmos are all talking to you. Well, Mothra's not talking, the Cosmos are talking, saying that there's another meteor on its way towards Earth. And in 1996 it will hit and it will destroy everything. Okay, that's a bit grim. But Mothra's going to fly out in space and destroy it, showing that she's more than just an Earth-based monster. So, awesome. As she's flying, a bunch of fairy Mothras come out, and then we have our ending credits. And that was Godzilla vs. Mothra, the Battle for Earth. It's okay. You know, for Godzilla vs. Mothra, Godzilla's barely in this film. It's more of a Mothra story. And then it becomes a Batra story. Godzilla seems to be caught in the middle of this. Calling this Godzilla vs. Mothra seems a bit, misleading a little bit. I'm not saying this movie's bad. I did enjoy this film. I just feel that they took a lot of steps in different directions that I don't think they should have. Like changing Godzilla's roar back to the more classic roar. I like the roar, but I grew to like the 84 through 91 roar. Okay, the death beam sound for the atomic breath, whatever, they fix that in future films. But it took forever for him to return, and there's some that say that in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah it took forever for Godzilla to arrive. Well, I would take that arrival over this one. I first saw this film at my buddy James's house in 1997. He got a bootleg VHS, and we watched just like Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. We couldn't get these films in America, at least until 1998 when this other movie came out. And it was, I liked it. It was interesting, but I give Godzilla vs. Mothra, the Battle for Earth, or Godzilla vs. Mothra, Godzilla vs. Mothra, I give this film a B. I feel it takes a couple of steps backwards, but it's still enjoyable. I don't hate this film. I don't love this film. I like it. It's okay. Well, all this stuff I have here, but okay. Well, this is Gojid851 saying see y'all later. Have a good day.